Easter weekend brew day. Had an old can of Cooper's Lager that was past date. You're going to use for the first time, I got 3 pounds of Amber liquid malt extract, the Cooper's can, and this honey that I need to get liquefied because it's been sitting. I've had it for like a year. This is a 1 kg of, I believe it's Spanish amber honey. It's pure. I put a whole container of that into a lager I brewed, which I still haven't kegged. It's still lagering for like 3 months now. So this will be my brew day. Might just do a 15 boil on the stove, cool it down, small amount, throw a bunch of cold water in it, and actually use some Trappist ale yeast I have sitting in some mead that I made over a year ago. So transfer the mead out and use that yeast in this beer and see what happens. Before I get my brew on, I'm going to get some food on. Cask, gas, and sausages, which I'll figure out what I do with them. Rice, eggs, something like that. Should be good. Then I'll probably. My simple meal progressed into something much more. I'm saying much for the afternoon, but as you see, I got some mini potatoes in there, some onions. I cut the sausage up, a couple eggs, and I put some mozzarella cheese on it. That's what I had opened. And you can see over here, it's steaming. I refilled this with some hot water just to get everything loose, and that honey still kind of bind it up. I will have to maybe put it in the microwave to heat it up good because it is a plastic container. I don't want to boil it. So there's that. And again, that's the label. Not expecting much from that except maybe a bit of bitterness, and I'll just add hops at the end. It's not going to be a long boil. Just filling up some water now, getting going to this. It's after 5 o'clock. Got my 5-gallon pot on the stove. Almost cleaned up. This will be the first one I've done in a long time with a can kit or whatever else with these kind of hacky brews with no grains in it, but I just want a quick rush on this thing because I don't got much time. I do have beer on hand. I'm just having fun. So let's go. So the gas is on. 8 liters of water in here. Pretty sure you could see me. If not, oh well. Got some blue on. New company I'm working for a while now. But so 8 liters of water in here. Got it on my maximum output burner, which does work well. I should cover it to speed up the process. It's supposed to rain all day, and then the sun comes up as I'm cleaning my house up. So doing some work in the basement, just cleaning it up, a bit of a mess. Then I'll add more to it. So I plan on this brew. I already got my plastic fermenter sanitized. I guess I'll boil the liquid malt extract, and then I'll probably toss the honey in near the end and the Cooper's can kit. Throw whatever hop I feel like, go with my gut on hand, and stick it in the fermenter, probably near boiling, funnel it in, and then go to my main tap because the city water is still really cold, and I have a filter coming right off my meter, so it'll get filtered some, cool it down enough times. I should transfer my mead into something else and then use the yeast from the mead because it's a Trappist ale yeast in that beer and see what happens. Since I've never done a liquid malt extract brew like this, so when the water's heating up, I am grabbing a liquid malt extract that's been sitting in the warm water. Let's see if there's an extra seal. Nope. And pouring it in. I'll be mixing it real good. Might rinse these containers a bit more just to get it all out, so there'll be more than 8 liters of water into this. So I'm going to have to watch my volumes. And that kind of smells like molasses. Have a quick little taste. Yeah, kind of tastes like the Cooper stuff or can kit stuff, just not hop. So that's one bit of mess, but I'll rinse all these out so I can use them again. Here comes another one. Nothing new. I'll probably speed this up after this. See. 3 pounds of amber liquid malt extract. I'll get all my initial bitterness from the can kit, and I'll just get some flavoring and whatnot from a couple later additions if I choose to. I hope the honey from the yeast and whatnot goes a long way, and I'm sticking honey in this. And this, I'll be putting in the microwave, I think. Stir it all in. Try to make it uniform. The other way is to ladle some of this wort back into those containers to rinse it out, which I might do. I'm not seeing any syrup now. Pretty uniform in here. Got a pretty dark color. Not that bad though. Keep this clean, I'll use my measuring jug, put that back on. I'm going to go heat up this honey, maybe get a ladle, rinse out these containers. Cooper's can kit sits in the water. You can hear the microwave going, I can hear this starting to go. Use this ladle, the stuff is getting warm probably, at least it's a lot thinner. It's warm to the touch. Just touch my finger with it. Use that container for everything. Close the lid. Give it a good shake. So I'm not adding any more water to this. I'll probably do that with the Cooper's can kit too. Almost all clean. You can see a little bit there. Thing with LME compared to DME is you have to use this stuff quicker because you ever use dry malt extract, it's not going to go bad on you, but this stuff apparently, if it's been opened anyways, you could start getting extract twang. I'd say that was pretty good. I aerated the fuck out of it. One down. Cheated that a tiny bit of water. Oh, don't use that lid again. Might have dog hair on it. Try to just fast forward this because I'm just repeating. I'm only going to check gravity when I'm done. It's going to be what it's going to be. I'll adjust water levels to make it a decent beer. As long as it fits in a keg, I'll be happy. Want more sticking on this one? Let it burp. You want to try and get as much as you can, because this is the stuff that's actually going to get you alcohol. Again, this is my first time ever doing this. I've never made a full DME brew. The most I've ever done anything like that was that Brewology 201 kit or whatever that I bought that had really hardened DME in it because the bags weren't super great and it had some grains, and I added extra grains and stuff. That's nice. The seal part came off. Now my hand's all sticky. I don't know what that's what he said or she said, but if anyone can do this on their stove top, especially if you got gas. My microwave's annoying, it keeps beeping at me. But I got that honey in there, so I won't forget. I just want it to loosen up because honey will do that if it's been cold or stored for a long period of time. But the good thing about honey, it never goes bad. Ever. Except from getting what's all over the sides. That was the third one. They're neat little containers, reason for bolts or something. I'm going to keep that Cooper's can hot again. I'm going to heat up that. Can't see, but or can I? It's pretty foamy. A little bit of a spot where might be some hot break. I'll turn it up, give it a good stir again. See how that honey is. Bigger mess than the other thing. Knowing this now, these plastic containers do not sit well even though on a low temperature in the microwave, so I'm putting my honey in now. You had it on a low setting, at least not full. And put it in for 2 minutes and she melted. That's something for me to keep note of. Don't want to do that again. So I'll lose some honey here. I'll need to get stirring that and lick my fingers. Damn, that's sweet. Poured some in here because it was handy. But it also made a mess in my microwave because it overflowed. I did do it with the lid off, so it didn't get pressurized. It's turning into more complicated than it needs to be. It's a big mess in the microwave I gotta clean up now. Let's make sure that honey's all stirred up. Don't want anything burning. It's a waste because I'm going to lose some of the aroma flavors from the honey. I didn't really want to pasteurize it. I was going to stick it on the end just like the can and just let it go. But this volume of the pot, it's up to here now. This is a 5-gallon pot. And it's still a big lump of honey. It's breaking down. Even though I lost so much. Still have to pick my hop. I'm not even a half hour in. If I didn't have a couple of these setbacks and mess, I'd be a little better off. But if I don't pitch the yeast, within a few hours, it's not going to kill it. I'm just worried about temperature because I'm not going to do any cooling devices today. I don't feel like it. And it's getting too warm out to sit it outside. I don't feel like bringing out my immersion wort chiller or use my plate chiller because I don't get a valve in this. Or stick it into my brew kettle in the garage. It's looking much better now. Honey's all dissolved. It's spring cleaning. You can hear it. Flame's pretty good. Soon enough I'll be turning my rig in the garage into natural gas from propane. Won't ever have to fill up a canister again. So let this go. I'm going to pick my hop. I picked my hop. I'm just going to use an ounce of UK East Kent Goldings, only 4.8 alpha. I just want something mild because I do want the honey to come through. The honey that's from the yeast that I'm getting put it on. There's a lot of English honey ales anyway, so. I'm sure the gravity is pretty good in this and still got the can kit to go. Good thing I'm using a plastic fermenter just in case the heat. Mead sitting in a glass carboy now. It's been sitting for a long time, so I should go transfer that out as we speak. I want to make sure this boils under control. I might let this hop be a flame out hop just because it's not going to cool down right away. So it'll lose some of the properties anyways. Because I don't need any bittering necessarily from the Cooper's Can Kit. There you go. Starting to get a boil. It's taking a little bit, but you can actually see it. Little bubbles away. I'll wait for it to be more stable, then I'll do a countdown, 15 or 20 minutes. I've just been waiting to clean out my auto siphon and transfer that mead over to another carboy so it can age a bit more even though it's been a long time, and then get ready to bottle. There's my dog right by my side. So we're almost at a boil for sure. Start hearing the temperature difference. It's not huge hop break. So again, I think I'm going to add the hops as I'm flaming out. I might put the Cooper's Can Kit right in the fermenter, which is sitting over there, and rinse it up. When I put this hot wort in, I might give it a once or twice cool bath in the sink just over there. Not 100% sure, but I'm just going to play it by my gut and it'll be beer. So the 20-minute timer I put on, calling it a boil. I'll just keep watching it just to make sure. That's why I'm doing 20, not just 15. But it is boiling, just not super vigorously, which is still okay. It's a boil. Now that's a boil. I was just downstairs rinsing out my auto siphon, and good thing I came up, but no boil over right now, not a huge hot break. 17 minutes left on there. I'm going to keep it as a 20 because it's guaranteed a good 15-minute boil on this, and you don't need to boil anything more than that because that sanitizes it. And I'm not going for bitterness again because the can kit should provide all the bitterness that I need in this beer. Turn her down a tiny bit. Coming down to less than the last minute now. It's about to beep. I've been busy downstairs cleaning stuff up, and that is 20 minutes. I'll shut that off. It's rather annoying. Make sure I'm still in here. Could open these hops. Never used this brand before. Smell good. In they go. Put the lid on and let the steam sanitize the lid. I'll be off the scene, or let's see how well I can do this. So, extremely hot water, cleaned, everything's in there. Cooper's lager that's technically over a year past date. Guaranteed, nothing wrong with it. I've made kits because they're expired before. Never had a problem. So there's the liquid malt extract, as you see, and I don't. I'm going to be carefully grabbing my fermenter. Let's see how well I get in there. If not, you'll see the process. Pouring the hot stuff in, I might do that outside. So this has been had a B-Bright rinse through it, hot water, then Star San. That's good enough. I should grab my gloves, but I haven't rinsed it with anything hot yet, so I'm just gonna dump this in. And the funnel will be rinsed with all the hot wort. I guess I can make it easy on myself. Run a cool sink here. Carry the pot. Put it in. Sorry about my legs. I'm going to grab my water out first. Very hot. Grab my ladle. Start filling up this can with hot matter. Lots of it floating around. This won't be really like a flame out hop because this isn't having a cool down the same. I'd rather not drop this wort and get all the remains out of the can. But it is what it is. And this can will be boiling now. I'd say just over an hour. 20-minute boil, and an hour and a half and this will be done. A little more time than the standard brew. I'll turn that cold water back on and swirl this into motion. Try and help it cool down. Put the lid back on. Probably get a set of oven mitts right here. transferred the mead yet. Working my way on it. Minus what little I spilt. I'm good with that. Make sure the sink doesn't overflow. While I'm at it, why not add a little bit of cold water now? Say goodbye to that can. Sticks to my hands. Mess on the floor. Don't need that no more. There was no hops really in it, but I do have my dog. Don't want to take any chances. So the water's already pretty hot. Might carry it outside. Be safer and pour it in. It's pretty hot now. Like I'm sweating. Shouldn't have this on, but I was lazy and just grabbed what I had. How about I put a 10-minute timer on, and then I'll transfer that into there. Timer is gone, so it's been 10 minutes. It's almost 6:30. Let's get this in some kind of view. So I'm just gonna go with it. Grab these gloves. Let's see how hot this stuff is. I'm almost ready to transfer that mead now. I got the autosapin all clean as I was cleaning kegs. Doing a whole little process downstairs. Threw saran wrap on here. Bye-bye. Lift this up. Try not to get my hands wet because these gloves don't work. Wet. The silicone ones are much better. I won't get a pair. So in we go. Be sure to I'm getting all the resin or the Cooper's extract that was on the funnel in. So I'm hoping this isn't too hot or too much volume that I can't cool it down with cold water. But if so, it'll just sit and do like an Aussie down under no chill. My cold storage is sitting at 8 degrees. I definitely can put it in there too. That'll help it speed it up. Oh, and I'm going to put most but not all of the trub in. There's only a tiny little storage mark on the bottom of this. Not bad. Get this pot cleaned out, as well as this funnel. Get my sanitized lid. Screw that on. Mix this around to make sure that Cooper's kit gets mixed in well. As you hear it scream. You don't want that just sitting on the bottom because that's not going to ferment then. With that being so hot though, it should amalgamate in just by some stirring like this. And I'll keep it up. So with the water running, as you can hear, I'm giving this cold water bath just to drop down the temperature some too. This will help. Not sure if I'll use this water after for anything, but there you go. And water is really expensive where I live, but you know, so is beer. So I'm just gonna probably let it sit like that for a bit. Over yonder, hard to see, but yeah, it is. There's a filter coming right off the main, and there's a faucet right there. So that's the water I'll be putting in as this thing shrinks itself. Let the pressure out some, but it did mix all in. I saw the no remnants of the Coopers on the bottom anymore, so it's all mixed up. Probably get it to about here. I'm gonna go transfer that mead now. Really foamy star sand in the keg there. So I'll be putting it to a 5-gallon carboy, because I'm guessing I have about 5 gallons. Don't got many of these shield things, but let's throw on this dark stout here. So I just threw together this. I've been having problems of racking off a beer into a keg or secondaring it and then leaving the yeast cake for a day or two and start noticing mold. So I had to get rid of my auto siphons, all of them, just to be safe. So I grabbed a random piece of hose I had, all lengthwise, probably a bit short. Could probably raise that, but let's see this siphoning of the mead. Let's try and degas it. This was with beer yeast was used, not wine yeast. Get a little closer in. Got this sitting up on top. So this has been sitting probably for a year. So should lower it some. I can raise this up. Got some milk creeks, but I can still smell some honey from it. Nice and clear. It's been sitting a long time. This is the yeast cake I'll be using. Really just a real test. No idea what all the hazy stuff is, but I didn't pasteurize the yeast, and it was the same honey that I actually stuck in this beer I had, because I bought a couple cases of it at the time. And I bought different cases of another honey for making mead, but it's still similar. I'll just go show that now, but I also threw one of these into a beer, which I might put into a keg today, right after this, and this auto siphon. This is the 1/2-inch one, so it flows much faster. Can't angle it in the carboys just the same, but especially the diameter hose, it flows much faster. So I'm hoping to end all those problems of moldy yeast cakes, or because I can't save the yeast then. This I even transferred, and it's really skeptical. I did this a while ago. See the tiny bit on top there? Like it might be a funky beer now. It was my Dumpelbach, which I still have one keg on tap that I haven't tapped yet. One's gone. It was really good. This is who knows what. It's been months old sitting in there. Got all different sizes of things. This is a 3-gallon carboy, which I have a hop cider in. This is a stout. Missed St. Patty's Day. It's only about 4 gallons, but it is what it is. There's a bad yeast cake that I'm going to have to dump all. There goes my wheat beer yeast that I've been saving. So it's a matter of cleaning up and all that. Been a nice day. Yeah, at the end I tilted it a bit, and then the cinnamon stick rolled and tossed up a bit of yeast, so it clouded it back up. Let it re-ferment a little bit, clear up again. Might put this in, I don't know, more, like Belgian cork bottles to be safer, just in case it carbonates any. I could use some wire caps on it. That'd be pretty fancy. So here's the yeast cake now with the cinnamon stick. I will get this auto siphon out, rinse it off, cap this carboy off quickly, and swirl this yeast up. Make sure that's cooled down, put cold water in it, and there we go. Make it a little easier to see. Hopefully you can. So, clean the funnel. That's cold city cat tap water going through the filter. Meter through the filter, right into here. Then I'll put it back in its cold water bath after I mix it up. I'm going to go under that line. That's probably just about 20 liters. So maybe I'll go a tiny bit less than that so it fits in a keg, and if I have to back water it to make it fill it up, I will. This is normally how I get all my water for brewing, but then I let it sit for a while to dechlorinate, hopefully. I know they sell chlorine filters. Maybe I'll put one in one day. I'll have to reroute my piping though. Almost there. Put that down, splash a bit more. I'm gonna call that beer. As I go now, and I can't see. There we go, let's put this wash machine lid down. I can have a little bit of a view. Put the flashlight there. There you go, Darcy. The Darcy flashlight. I'll rinse this off again, just because it did touch the beer. I can feel in my legs, it's still warm. That's a bit of a rinse. Give this a good shaking. Depending on how much you crank this, it does really seal. So I'll just mix this up a bit. Some spots, it's colder than my skin for sure. The bottom, it's still warm. Just keep mixing her. Let's be ready to pitch pretty soon, actually. If I had ice water like in the fridge or something, probably would have done it. I don't want to wake up the yeast that fast, but say it's well mixed in now and aerated. I'm gonna put it back in its cold bath. Maybe add some more water. Leave the pressure in here. Wait an hour or so. Pitch the yeast. Oh yeah, it's cooling down. Maybe less than an hour. Now I don't have a towel down here, nor my waterproof case on this. So let's fight the laundry. See what I could see. So here, just put a solid bung on it. I did have Star Sand. I'll not get that cinnamon stick in, but this yeast I'll swirl up and I'll throw it in that beer and it'll turn out to what it's going to be. And we'll have to wait for this to clear up again. Oh, almost didn't want to fit on that one. And so just a little less than 5 gallons and it'll be yummy. It's already been a year old, I think. In a much shorter than anticipated time, this actually did cool down in the sink. So just ran some Star Sand through this, through the keg processor, rinsing the kegs out, which is will touch that foaming wort again. No idea what the cinnamon might have packed, but this yeast cake surely did not pack like most do. It looks like I probably siphoned a fair bit of it. That should be more than enough to inoculate this brew. I'll get the cinnamon stick out of that. Clean that carboy up. Get a bung for this. And I'm going to put this in my cold storage. We're sitting at 8 degrees to let it further cool down and ferment at a cooler temperature. Then I'll bring it up to warm, maybe in a day or two, and see how she goes. Been kind of busy. This beer did take a slow start, but today is almost a week since it's been here, And I did know after 3.5 days, which was a little slow, but it did pick up. But now it's going crazy. Well, not crazy crazy. I did put a heat belt on it. I can go over here through my mess of things to clean, like that one, and see that it says 14.5 degrees. That's Celsius. So it's springtime. Things are starting to warm up. I don't keep my house crazy warm, so this helped it pick up. And there she goes. So I see what this thing tastes like. This is some extra beer. This is what did I make? A Bohemian Pilsner, kind of dark Pilsner. And this carboy in high cryzone, I added a kg of the same honey I put in this beer. So that Amber honey from Spain, I believe. So that is actually probably ready to taste. I should maybe actually pull a pint, maybe tonight. That's going. I got a few things I'll be doing today. Haven't been on my bike much. I'm gonna drop the oil on it, tune up one of my cars. See what else I got going on. No idea. As she chugs away.